Greetings ladies and gentlefish, and welcome to another World of Tanks video. This time we are featuring a couple of replays from Pansy in some tank destroyers. This is a tier 5 match to kick proceedings off. We have got the Chinese tank destroyer, the 60 GFT. This is the first and I believe the only game that Pansy has played in this tank, and it ends up being a pretty good one. So this is a completely tier 5 match, no tier 4s for us to concern ourselves with. And we're just going to see what he is able to do. There's already a KV1 in chat decrying the game as lost and, you know, why should anyone bother and all of that jazz. Well, time will tell. I would always say if you're one of those people, you're just being a waste of space and just wasting your breath here. I mean, if you think the game's automatically lost, why bother signing up for a game in the first place? But never mind, there we go. So, to start off, Pansy is just sitting here at the back of the map. We're here on Fiery Salient, by the way. And he is just waiting for anyone to be spotted. Chaffee, Crusader, and there's a KV1S. And, hey, a nice shot in there. So, this tank appears to be, if we ignore the visuals, pretty much a carbon copy of the Su-85, the tier 5 Soviet tank destroyer, which shouldn't come as a huge surprise. The Chinese tank destroyers appear to be pretty much just copies of existing Soviet machines. There's kill number 1. And they were only, to be fair to Wargaming, ever designed for release on the Chinese server. So I don't think Wargaming were really too fussed that they were just sort of copies, because, hello Mr. Chaffee, the Chinese servers run independently. Anyway, but players from other regions complained about the fact that they didn't have the option to unlock these, so Wargaming just went, okay, if you want them, here you go, sure, cool, that's fine, we just didn't think you'd be interested. So they are available, and they have been now for a few months. This, as I say, is the tier 5. I have personally not put any effort into this line so far. I am sitting at tier 2. Same for the Swedish line, I've not really put any effort into that. And I've only made it to tier 4 on the Czechoslovakian line. But, you know, I'll get there. So, Pansy is moving up now. He's managed to claim 1 kill and put in over 500 damage, which, you know, if the game were to end right now, this would not be a completely terrible game for a tier 5 machine. Scoreline is 3-2. Oh, 3-3. I spoke too quickly. Never mind. So Pansy's put himself in a position to get shots, hopefully up on the hill that overlooks the cap circle, 3-4. And he's going to try and put this 85mm gun to work. So we have got, with this gun, 180 alpha damage and 145 average penetration. So very similar to the 85mm gun you find on the Su-85 and by extension on the T-34-85. Oh, that one missed, that's unlucky. And there's a very ballsy IKV coming in to die, apparently. Hello Mr. Stug, he's dead too. VK, no shot on him. Now the gun is not particularly accurate, c'est la vie, but 180 damage at tier 5 is not to be sniffed at, especially when a lot of tank destroyers at that tier are packing, you know, 130 or something. Ooh, VK appears to have been tracked, come on, no, that's another miss. Doesn't appear to be particularly accurate, this gun though. And the guy's dead. Wow, that was, yeah. Yeah, I just got a very sarcastic eventful from Loki in the background, and I can't really disagree with her. That was a little bit poo. Not really Pansy's fault, just this gun is rather unreliable. So, Pansy's damage count still stands at 511, and his team is starting to melt. Scoreline is 6-8, and the enemies are capping the base. Wow, are you just going to keep coming out with cheesy one-liners? Yep. Apparently so. We just got, if you can't stand the heat, then get out of the kitchen. They're not in a kitchen. No, what? Never mind. I'm not even going to bother. Crusader. Can Pansy shoot this guy? Come on. Yay! We shave, like, a good chunk of health off the Crusader. Pansy gets spotted, however. Ooh, that was close. And he gets down into the low ground because he does not want to get himself shot to all hell. And the enemy team is still capping the base. The enemy team is still up by 2 tanks, and Pansy is up to 690 damage done now. I'm just going to speed this along a little bit, because for the next section, really, we're just going to watch Pansy try and find a variety of different camping locations with little success. He does a lot of driving in this game, given that he's in a tank destroyer, but then again, just because you're in a tank destroyer or an artillery piece, that doesn't mean you don't have an engine. You should probably do some, you know, driving yourself. So, he's coming up towards the hill here, and finally finds someone to shoot at, puts a shot into the back of that Panzer T-25. Can he pick up the kill? No. And then switches fire to the KV-1, which I find slightly curious, because I'm pretty sure he had a kill shot on that T-25. But, as it is, friendly KV-1 picks up the T-25, so it's all good. Can Pansy pick up the KV-1? Yes, he can. 1,300 damage done. There's that Crusader from earlier on. It'd be really nice to slide another shot in like that, and that leaves him a one-shot. And saves the friendly artillery, at least for a short while. And there goes the Su-122. Not the artillery I was referring to, but there we are. Go figure. And the KV-1 in chat is still whinging and moaning like a little so-and-so. 9-12 is the scoreline. T-67. Ooh, that left a mark. One more shot to finish that guy off, and there we go. There's kill number 3. M4 Sherman. Ouch. 2 more shots to kill this guy. He's on Invisibrew. That one probably hit. Can Pansy pick up the kill? No. Well, I guess he can blind fire that a little bit. And at this point, it's just Pansy and the Bishop versus 5 enemy tanks, which is looking a little bit dodgy. Oh dear. Oh god. Please, please, jokes about dodginess and bishops aside. Not looking at anyone in particular. Yes, it's all your fault. Anyway, Crusader, M4 and OI Experimental. We know where they are, and of course that leaves the 2 artillery pieces, who are most likely over by the enemy spawn points. And there's an M4 Sherman, and Pansy can finally pick up the kill on him. Looks like one of those shots that Pansy took blind did connect, but he wasn't able to kill him at the time. For a short period of time, however, Pansy was 1 versus 5. So, potential Kolobanovs on the line. Also, 4 kills done, 4 enemies left on the, enemy team. No, enemies on the friendly team. There is also a potential Radley Waddle in this, so it's quite nice, I guess, if we look on the bright side, and his team having just evaporated away. Crusader, OI Experimental, and of course the 2 artillery. Now, if I were a betting man, I would say that it's probably the OI Experimental in the cap, or possibly one of those artillery. The Crusader we last saw up on the hill. I mean, it just seems a bit far for him to have come in that space of time. So that would mean that Pansy is probably facing down 2 enemy tanks in his vicinity. The Crusader plus whoever is in the capture circle. Again, probably the KV-1, but I guess it could be a Gorilla or a Bishop, I suppose. Time will tell. So Pansy's just backing off here, trying to put some distance between himself and the bad guys. He is in a fragile tank destroyer at the end of the day. If he just rushes these guys, he is going to get messed up, and that would suck. So trying to play this a little more cautiously. 10 rounds of armor-piercing ammunition left. I mentioned that because, well, he's burned through quite a lot of ammo. So probably worth bearing his ammo count in mind. He does have some heat ammo after that, so it's not the end of the world, but just worth being aware of. Trying to spot some guys out in the capture circle, waiting for those binos. There we go, and nothing. Well, Pansy's going to have to do something about this capture circle at some point, and he spots out the enemy Bishop of all tanks. Fair enough. Credit to the Bishop for coming out. Although he doesn't appear to be moving, despite the fact that someone is clearly shooting in his vicinity. I mean, the building just went. There's one shot. Second shot should kill this guy. No, low roll. Third shot, come on. And it turns out all the enemy are coming to play. So that is him dealt with. OI Experimental, there's one. And there's the Gorilla, and oh, there's the Crusader, and the Crusader is shooting. Crusader reloads very quickly. There goes Pansy's engine, there goes Pansy's gun. He's on 10 health, but thankfully there is a conveniently placed house. Pansy only has 2 rounds of armor piercing remaining, and a damaged engine. He used his repair kit on the gun, and this is looking a little bit dodgy. Crusader takes out the house. Pansy is quick on the uptake and takes out the Crusader for kill number 6. That leaves the Griller and the OI Experimental. 1 round of armor piercing ammo left. Oh dear. So, coming around the side here, can he find the OI Experimental, or potentially the Griller, but probably the OI? There he is, backing off, so to reduce his chances of being spotted, straight through the front of the turret. This thing received an armour upgrade not that long ago, but apparently it's not enough to stave off this gun. 1 more shot, there we go, and that just leaves the artillery. Pansy switches to a high explosive shell now. A decent hit from this HE round should kill the artillery in 1 shot. Yep, it has 300 alpha. So, fingers crossed. Just going to speed this along slightly, because watching this thing climb up a hill is rather tedious, if we're going to be honest. Now, Pansy's repair kit comes back, so Pansy's able to put his engine back in. Waiting for those binos. There we go. There's the Griller. HE round loaded, and it doesn't go where he aimed it, so that's not a penetration, but never mind. He's able to finish him off anyway, and that is the game. Somehow Pansy managed to pull a win out of that. Go figure. So that ended up being enough for, perhaps unsurprisingly, an ace tanker. Fire for effect, bruiser, and oh god, that's a lot of medals. High caliber, defender, top gunner, Pascucci's medal for killing 2 artillery pieces, a de Langlade's medal for shooting lots of people while they were in the capture circle, the Kolobanov's medal, of course, and the Radley Walters that I mentioned was on the table earlier on. 3,426 damage done at tier 5. Jesus Christ. That would be a respectable, if not spectacular, damage count at tier 10. 8 kills, 1,478 base experience. Commiserations to the enemy, T67. Almost 2,000 damage done for a tier 5 machine is very impressive, and a shame, in a way, that he wasn't able to pick up the win for it. 40 shots fired, 24 hits, 24 pens for that damage count. Most of that damage, about 2,500, was from long range. His armour did absolutely nothing. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 damaged, 8 destroyed, 93 assistance damage, 100 base defence points, and over 2 kilometres travelled. And quite a nice profit, almost 58,000 credits, with a premium account, I grant you, for that tier 5 match. So very well done in that one. Next we're going to bump it up a couple of tiers. Time for our second match then, and this time we join I Am Not Dave. I always love that name. And Dave here is driving the ISU 122S. Whoa! Hello, Mr. AMX. This is a tier 7 Soviet tank destroyer. This is basically an ISU hub, like the ISU 152, but with a 122mm gun poking out the front with quite a scary rate of fire. It's not a tank you see very often. It is, if memory serves, I think it was basically added to the Berlin trio to make a Berlin quartet of machines. I don't own it, I will be honest. A tier 7 tank destroyer with a 122mm gun does not interest me in the slightest. This looks to me very much like the SU-152, which is not my favourite machine. But Dave's here, not me. And he's in the machine, and we'll see what he can do. Now, this is a tier 8 match. It is 357 matchmaking. Dave, of course, is one of the 5. And, oh, hello, Mr. T20. Spotted, but unfortunately Dave is not able to pull off a shot into him. We're here on the cliff map. Dave has opted to go down the 1 and 2 lines. Now, with Dave's current position, he can spot things, but without pulling back from the bushes, it's going to be relatively difficult for him to shoot anyone without himself being spotted. So, there is that. Now, this side of the map is not really my favourite side of the map, I'm not going to lie. Ooh, hello, Oni. Side of the OI there. I tend to find this is a pretty restrictive part of the map. But, you know, then again, I mean, if you're here and you can make it work, go for it. It can sometimes be a little bit awkward to know what to do in a tank destroyer on this map at the best of times anyway. I mean, you can go to the 9 and 0 lines, but it's also not particularly optimal. And that shot just completely whiffed. Dave is double bushed here against this OI, so unless someone else is able to spot him, then Dave should be pretty safe from reprisal. Switching fire to the flat panzer, because, well, he's there and he's tracked and he's an easy target. One more shot to finish this guy off, and you can see already the rate of fire on this 122mm gun is pretty good. So if you've got targets you can penetrate and you're just able to open up into them, you can start racking up a lot of damage very quickly. And you can see Dave here is already past the 1500 damage mark. And he's picked up one kill, of course, on that Jagdpanzer 4. SU-152 has also cropped up. That guy's being a little bit brave. The armor on that tank is not fabulous, and he may well live to regret this decision. Oh, Dave has been spotted. Dave loses his gun, and, well, that's a bit of a pain. Dave could repair his gun here. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't. Then gets hit by artillery for more. Oh, God, my accuracy is terrible. Related issues, but there's also a Tiger 131 around there. Poor guy appears to be tracked. May not even have the gun depression to shoot Dave here. Oh no, he does, but Dave was not spotted, and that Tiger is dead. But he has a little friend. There's another Tiger 131. Big old gun here. There goes a very large chunk of that fella's health. Unfortunately, Dave gets spotted again. You can see what I mean about the bushes and whatnot over here. And, yeah, 175 pen shooting at the front of the turret on a Tiger 1 is a little bit awkward. I know it's Tiger 131, but it's basically Tiger 1 with a worse gun and fewer hit points. But Dave is able to pick out his commander's hatch and finish that guy off. So 4 kills, 3.6k damage racked up pretty quickly, actually. This is potentially a very scary machine. But if you get spotted, well, expect to take a lot of damage because you just do not have the armor to shrug things off. Bit of a brave move from the OI here. Dave manages to track him with that shot. Gets himself spotted. Can Dave pick up the kill here? Yes, he can. Kill number 5. The scoreline here is 9-5, and Dave is down to only 1 round of armor piercing left. He does have 9 APCR and 4 HE if required, but only 1 armor piercing, and now he chooses to push up. Now, in a way, I would say Dave has been a little bit lucky here. He's bounced 2 shots from those Tiger 131s, which is 440 damage. And, I mean, being spotted in that position, artillery didn't focus him that much. He could very easily have ended up pretty on the dead side. I'm just going to speed this along a little bit until we get back into the action. Dave there, able to pick out a shot on the MT-25, sets him on fire, gets hit by artillery and the Progetto. Thankfully the Progetto doesn't appear to have another shell ready to go. Ally AMX-12T crashes, and unfortunately the MT-25 finishes Dave off. And you can see there the problems you face when you get exposed in a tank like this. You can start taking lots and lots of damage, but MT-25 is dead, and it's just this Progetto plus his little artillery friends. I'm not expecting them to last long, and indeed, there goes the Progetto. Just the 2 artillery left now, and there we go. That is the match. So let's go and have a look at the post-game stats. So that ended up being enough for an ace tanker, bruiser, duelist, fighter, fire for effect, and a high caliber medal for Dave there. Finished top of his team, 4,201 damage done, 5 kills, 1,395 base experience, which is rather nice. 19 shots fired, 18 hits, 14 penetrations for that damage count. 7 hits received, which is more than you would normally expect in that tank. 4 penetrated, 3 thankfully did not. 2 splashes, leaving 440 damage blocked by Dave's armour there. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 7 damaged, 5 destroyed, 661 assistance damage, just under a kilometre travelled, because most of that match Dave was sitting in pretty much one spot, and, I mean, honestly, the game didn't last that long anyway. Almost 80,000 credits profit though, which, considering this is not a tier 8 premium, is none too shabby, bearing in mind that is with a premium account, and a reasonable amount of experience into the bargain. There we go. Couple of replays there in some tank destroyers for your delectation. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, by all means feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. And as ever, I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.